Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ryan Middleton. I'd like to thank you all for joining the Prince George's County Recreation Blue Ribbon Work Group listening session. I serve as the project manager for the work group, and before we get started, I'd like to review a few housekeeping items. If you signed up to speak tonight, please make sure your Zoom screen name matches the name you use to register. This will ensure that we can identify you and allow you to speak during the session. So tonight serves as the first official meeting of the Recreation Blue Ribbon Work Group, and its members thought it appropriate that they hear from Prince George's County residents about their perspectives on recreation services before we all commence work. So before we do that, I'd like to provide an overview of the work group and how we got here. This past spring, the Maryland General Assembly passed House Bill 1057 to create the Recreation Blue Ribbon Work Group to study the provision of recreation services in the county and determine the most efficient way to provide these services. Specifically, whether all or part of recreation services should continue to be provided by Maryland National Capital Park and Planning, whether they should become a direct part of county government, or whether they should reside in a newly created quasi-public authority. For the next several months, the work group will deliberate over current recreation programming provided by Maryland National Capital Park and Planning in Prince George's County. The work group will present its recommendations to the Prince George's County Council on April 11, 2023. The recommendations will then potentially become the basis for legislation to be considered during the 2024 Maryland General Assembly legislative session. All of this work group's meetings and activities will exist on a website that is currently in development and will launch soon. Meeting minutes, recordings, frequently asked questions, polls, and a box for public comment will all be accessible there. Please note that no new public entity has been established with the creation of this work group. Additionally, this work group's scope is limited only to recreation services and not parks. This body is merely charged with studying the state of its recreation services in Prince George's County and making recommendations next spring. The work group is comprised of 15 individuals appointed by various elected officials or representing specific organizations reflecting a range of interests related to recreation services. So now we'll introduce the members. We have most of our work group here, but we have a few who are not. We have Senator Joanne Benson, who is on the work group, but she was unable to attend. Delegate Andrea Harrison, who is also on the work group, but is not able to attend. We have Delegate Faye Martin Howell. Delegate Howell, I see you are present. Would you like to introduce yourself quickly?
Good afternoon. My name is Delegate Faye Martin Howell, and please excuse me, my camera is not working, but I'm still working on it, so bear with me. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Delegate.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do?
We have Marcus Thomas, who is also unable to attend. We have Matthew Onohafe. Matthew, are you there? Okay, well, Mr. Onohafe is here, but he is here. Here we go.
I apologize. I am here. I just wanted to say hello to everybody. Unfortunately, I'm transitioning between a bike ride back to my desk, but just really happy to be here and can't wait to listen in.
All right, thank you, sir. Donna Herring, who's also a member of the work group, was unable to attend. Mr. Gino Wren, are you able to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Gino Wren. I'm president of UFCW Local 1994, the union that represents the park and planning employees in Prince George's County. And I'm happy to be here with everyone tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. We also have Kathy Stasny. Ms. Stasny.
Good evening. I'm here representing the Department of Family Services, Aging and Disability Services Division. I look forward to hearing what everyone has to say. Thank you.
Mr. Kevin Roth.
Hi, my name is Kevin Roth. I oversee research, evaluation, technology for the National Recreation and Park Association. We represent 10,000 park and recreation agencies across the United States. Look forward to hearing everyone's comments tonight.
Bill Sheehan.
Good evening. Thank you, Ryan. Bill Sheehan, I'm the acting division chief for the Youth and Countywide Sports Division with Department of Parks and Recreation with Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission. Just want to welcome everyone and thank you for allowing me to be a part of this work group. And I as well am looking forward to tonight's comments. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Ryan Jackson, who's also a member of the work group. He was unable to attend. Wanda Ramos.
Good evening, everyone. Wanda Ramos, Deputy Director of Recreation and Leisure Services for the Department of Parks and Recreation with the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission. And I'm delighted to be here and listening to your comments tonight.
And we also have Rhonda Dallas, who's a member of our work group, but she's unable to speak at the moment, but she is listening. So welcome, Rhonda. Stephanie Neal.
Hi, Stephanie Neal. I am a 45-year veteran of the Parks and Recreation field, nominated by the County Council, so I'm a representative to them. And I'm looking forward to everybody's comments this evening.
And last but not least, Mr. Chuck Montre.
Thank you, Ryan. Chuck Montre. I'm the Executive Director for the Maryland Recreation and Park Association. We serve about 3,500 members working in public park and recreation departments all around the state of Maryland. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. So to help facilitate the work group's examination of recreation services here, Prince George's County procured the services of Barry Dunn. It's a consulting firm. So on our call tonight, representing Barry Dunn, we have Lisa Paradis and Barbara Heller. So I'll now throw it over to Lisa and Barbara to provide a very brief overview of the work they will do over the next few months. Lisa and Barbara.
Great, thank you, Ryan. My name is Lisa Paradis, and I am the project manager for this particular study. Really excited to hear from all of you tonight, and I just wanted to give a little bit of a high-level overview of what we are doing as we work through this project in the next several months. The first part of the project has already started, and that was really getting to understand the project schedule and starting to finalize the website. That will be a dedicated website that will be a place that will be that will hold all of the information for this project so that you can easily access it. And also, as Ryan alluded to earlier, it will also have several interactive components to it, surveys and things like that. So there'll be a lot of interaction that the general public can do throughout the next several months. We will then create, after the website is created, we will be then conducting a recreations inventory assessment, and that will really inventory all of the services and the programs. We will look at all of the employees, the staffing in both divisions, and also the funding for all of the entire department and both divisions. We will then conduct a best practices study, and that will really focus on the bifurcation of divisions and understanding best practices that have already been accomplished out there in other agencies nationally, if not regionally. And then we will be conducting at least 3 workshops with the panel. I'm sorry, with the Blue Ribbon group, and that will come after the needs assessment, and we will be looking at the strategy for this. We will also be conducting a financial and tax rate impact analysis, and I know that that's really important information for everybody to have, because we need to know really the numbers behind all of this as well. We will then look at the organizational structure, and should there be any changes that are necessary, then we will be drafting a plan for that organizational structure. Then we'll move into any needed legislative changes, and of course, entire draft plan, and then a final plan that will be approved by council. And I'm going to turn it over to Barbara, because I often leave things out or need some editing. And so I'm going to let her come in and correct me sometimes.
Thanks, Lisa. Hi, everybody. A pleasure to be with you this evening and to meet everybody. And Lisa did a good job. She really didn't leave anything out. I don't have anything much more to offer other than to let you folks know that both Lisa and I have a very long history in the park and recreation industry and have been doing consulting work. So we're really excited about this potential of what will happen here, just uncovering all of the information. One of the most important elements of this is there's a lot of data that we'll be sifting through, and the better we understand the operation currently, the better we'll be able to come up with some good solutions and recommendations. So thank you.
Thank you both. So now for the reason that we're all here is to listen to county residents who have signed up. Thank you again for taking the time out to participate. Please make sure that your screen name is the same name that you use to sign up to participate so we can call on you appropriately. And the way we will proceed is that I will call individuals up from the audience by the name they use to sign up, and you will have 2 minutes to ask your question or provide comment. A buzzer will sound signaling that you have 30 seconds remaining in your allotted time. So please be considerate of others and begin wrapping up your comments when you hear the signal. Additionally, intersperse between the resident commentary. We're also going to prevent a few just general polling questions to the audience online here, just to get a little bit more insight. And again, please understand this is merely a listening session. We're only here for your perspective. So there's not going to be much of a back and forth. So we can go ahead and get started now. The first person that we're going to call up is Patricia Fenn. So Patricia, I'm going to call you up to the panelist section here in just a moment. Okay. Patricia, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you just fine.
All right. Good evening, everybody. I sent a series of 5 questions, but the most relevant one I would like to know about is the following. The county government has a park and recreation advisory board, which is 11 appointees that officially advise the county executive and county council about park and recreation events and policy and strategies. They've been in operation for many years. There's one very high functioning one in Montgomery County, as you know. So there are currently 11 vacancies. There is no PRAB board right now. So when you are formulating your recommendations and your legislation, my question is, how do you intend to interact with the PRAB board? That's all I had.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. We will take all of that under advisement.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We will send you back to the audience section now and move on to the next person. Thank you. Okay. We have next. We have Debbie Tyner next. So Debbie Tyner, I'm going to promote you to up here. Can you hear us? Debbie? Okay, we'll give Debbie a moment. Let's bring in Keith Strong.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Great. Last year and earlier this year, I was heavily involved in the Friends of Paint Branch group that tried to prevent Paint Branch being sold off to the University of Maryland. In that process, we identified the fact that Prince George's County was very much underserved as far as public golf courses are concerned compared with the surrounding counties. We also had asked to have a group of golfers who are familiar with the needs of the golf community act as a sounding board for ideas in the future. And they said they were going to put something like that together in this autumn, but I've heard nothing more of it since. My basic question is, what is your plans as far as trying to produce more golfing capability in Prince George's County? That's it.
Okay, thank you. Let's try Debbie Tyner one more time. Give her another chance. Ms. Tyner? Okay, let's move on to Steve King.
I'm here.
All right, floor is yours.
Okay. I've lived in PG County for over 70 years, raising 2 kids. I think it would be unfortunate to create a recreational authority and move the recreation facilities and programs out of Maryland Park and Planning and into county government. When my daughter was young, I thought long and hard how to teach her to be compassionate and independent. Part of what I did was to expose her to different experiences, people, and activities, many of them provided by Maryland Park and Planning. I have utilized many of their programs to enlighten her and provide her opportunities to figure out what she wanted to do in life. Once she attended a summer theater camp in Bowie, where she learned that children with physical challenges could do the same things that she could do. They had wheelchairs rather than legs, but that didn't stop them from being actors and painting sets. Wanting her to learn that police officers are there to assist us and that you should respect them, I enrolled her in cops camp, and she learned about K-9 officers, horse-mounted officers, motorcycle officers, bicycle officers, state police officers. They also learned about DARE program, which is drug abuse resistant education, all very positive and educational experiences. When she wanted to learn to swim, she attended swim camp at Linson Pool, a valued and well-taught experience. When she wanted to learn ice skating, she went to Wells ice rink. When she needed to complete the mandatory community services in high school, she volunteered at Old Maryland Farm, an MNC PPC facility in Watkins Regional Park. When I played softball as an adult, we utilized the park and planning areas in that area. I simply cannot believe that PG government, county government, can run these programs and facilities any better than the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission. Park and Planning has won awards for the most prestigious organization, National Recreation and Park Association, that recognizes outstanding programs in recreation. The agency has won 6 gold medals, therefore they must be doing something right. Instead of trying to divest Park and Planning of what it does exceptionally well, I would rather PG County government focus on other items that require their attention, such as providing food and medical resources to those in need, fixing our infrastructure, such as roads and bridges, getting drugs off the streets. Perhaps a better use of my tax dollars is to have PG County government, Prince George's Public Schools, and Park and Planning partnership on ideas to keep our young people in school, getting exercise, teaching them some much needed life skills. I would rather see them working together for a common goal than trying to fix something that isn't broken. If successful, PG County government may envision the same fate for our backyard gyms and wading pools. As a citizen of PG County, I want the best organization running Parks and Plan and running my parks and my recreation facilities, and that Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission, that is. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Camilla, can we put up the first poll and let our audience do one of the polling questions? Okay, our first question here is, has your family participated in programs through Maryland National Capital Park and Planning? So let everyone participate in that and let them answer. Okay, and as we're doing that, we will move on to who we have. Susan Marciniak. If I'm mispronouncing, I apologize.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to the Blue Ribbon Commission this evening. My history with the county goes back from elementary school through high school, a short 8-year stint in California, and then a return to the county when I had my own children and established a home here with my husband. I tumbled at Temple Hills Community Center. I took baton there. I attended summer playground at Allenwood Elementary School. I was one of the first on the first team of girls soccer when the boys club became the Boys and Girls Club, which is sponsored through MNCPPC. So I have my own experiences within the programs that the Parks and Rec Department provides, and my children did as well. They played baseball with Marlboro Boys and Girls Club. Some tried soccer, others went to football, and even one wrestled for 1 year. All the opportunities that were offered to me and my children were just a normal part of life. It was something that we actually probably took for granted. Only later in my life have I realized what a valued and enriching experience it's been for all of us in our family and for anybody who can take advantage of those things. None of us were elite athletes. No one aspired to do any of the, take advantage of any of the sports and go through college. So my comment today was about having the opportunities for those who have various aptitudes and abilities to participate in programs such as those that MNCPPC offers now through therapeutic rec, through the senior centers, and through many of the other recreation opportunities that we offer, not just those for elite sports. I would like to encourage or be assured from the Blue Ribbon Commission that there is going to be a place for everyone in the county, not just a youth sports elite league or those looking for other opportunities for their youth. So that was my comment. And I will be looking forward to hearing how you intend to make this truly inclusive and diverse if you're going to propose another program. Thank you.
Thank you. We have a few other people who are in the audience section that we'd like to give a chance to speak. Clayton CJ Jackson, if you'd like to speak, we'll invite you to speak and log in for a second.
No, thank you, Ryan.
Okay, much appreciated. Okay, and that looks like that is all of our participants for tonight. We'd like to thank you again for signing up to participate and give us your perspective tonight. We certainly appreciate it. This will not be the last one of these that we have. In addition, our consultant Barry Dunn will also be running some focus groups with county residents as well. So there will be plenty of opportunities for the public to engage with the work group here and to offer their perspectives as to how recreation services should be administered here in Prince George's County. Again, we'd like to thank all of you for joining us. We'd also like to thank our work group members who are here. I'd like to thank Barry Dunn and all the other staff who helped make this call possible. So with that, we will sign off. Thank you all for joining us and hope you have a pleasant evening. Thank you.
Thank you.